Where many might believe Nintendo started with the Super Mario franchise in 1985, Nintendo's origin begins almost a century earlier with Yasuhiro Yamauchi. From its inception in 1889 through 1949, Nintendo operated as a card company in which they produced Hanafuda cards and other card game variations with hand-drawn illustrations and designs. The longevity and success of their card tabletop games allowed them to expand and diversify into other business ventures, even partnering with Disney in the 1950s. Nintendo's jump into the electronics business started in the 1970s, building arcade cabinet games, which led to the breakout success of Donkey Kong in 1981. Nintendo of America was founded in 1980, and in 1983, Nintendo released the Famicom in Japan. This was the first iteration of what became the Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES. Since Super Mario's 1985 release, Nintendo has created a dynasty of gaming systems and consoles, many of which have become collector's items for gaming nostalgia. The original NES, the Super NES, two Game Boy versions, N64, Nintendo DS and 3DS, Wii, and Wii U, Nintendo Switch, and now Switch Lite. Their line of products also includes consoles, games, accessories, toys, merchandise for their games and their characters. They've created a rewards program and online membership programs. When it comes to their target audience, Nintendo is focused on those between the ages of 15 and 30 and interested in playing video games at home or on the go. Many gamers in the United States are adults, and only 21% of them are under the age of 18 years old, with the majority between 18 to 34 years old. Still, senior gamers are a significant demographic too. 15% of American gamers are older than 55. Now, in their mission statement, their aim is to put smiles on the faces of everyone they touch. They do so by creating new surprises for people across the world to enjoy together. Many times, they will update a classic game with new worlds and challenges for their newest system. Some detractors say Nintendo has always targeted its products toward the largest amount of people possible. They don't market their products toward just gamers, and they certainly don't mind the reputation of their games for children or inexperienced players. The very real reason why Nintendo has been able to obtain such prolific loyalty from its customers and influence in the gaming community, kids eventually turn into adults. Those adults then pass down their favorite Nintendo franchises to their own children, and the cycle continues through generations.
Nintendo is set on creating smiles for generations, and as verbatim from their website, Nintendo is committed to delivering best-in-class products and services to their customers and to investing in the well-being of their employees as part of the global Nintendo family. Blue Ocean strategy is their game. They created an uncontested marketplace in the first in-home device and virtual gaming, made other competition irrelevant, created and captured new demand in the handheld gaming market, and focused on differentiation and low cost for their products, services, and games. Globally, Nintendo is perceived as a family-oriented, creative fantasy brand. Nintendo's brand communities are built on some of their most popular and expansive games, like Mario, Pokemon, and the Animal Crossing franchises. Remember Wii Fit? That's another form of brand community. Maybe it's a more the health-conscious gamer. Nintendo also has their online brand community called My Nintendo, an online gaming platform with interactive customer point purchase, redemption games, and levels. Nintendo takes advantage of the online creation tactic by using crowdsourcing in developing Super Mario Maker. This gives gamers the chance to create their dream levels in either Super Mario Bros. 8-bit graphics or more modern 3D style. What a better way to continue brand growth than letting your customers that are obsessed with your games take control with their creativity. Some doppelganger brands such as Sony, Bandai Namco, Activision, and Electronic Arts often duplicate but never replicate the originality of Nintendo. Diving deeper into doppelgangers in character form, Nintendo has created several internal character doppelgangers simply by inverting the color scheme and giving them a bad guy alter ego personality, such as Bowser and Dark Bowser, Link and Dark Link, or Peach and Pauline. I can even create my own doppelganger avatar, a Mii, that's MII, in the Wii's platform, giving us the ability to create our own lookalike. Now, with any successful high-profile brand, unfortunately comes with some brand sabotage. Most recently, the NES Classic, released in 2016, was a recreation compilation 30-in-1 game system console that exceeded Nintendo's projected demand and was vastly unprepared for. With no pre-order options offered, production and sales only lasted 5 months until Nintendo pulled the plug. The resources simply could not keep up and left a gap in dissatisfaction with consumers. Proper marketing demand research wasn't conducted, which made the loss up to their consumers not a priority. In 2021, Germany, Nintendo lost a lawsuit in regard to the company not giving refunds to its customers for pre-orders. Can this be perceived as a theme of unethical greed? No matter how you look at it, the ruling concluded an extended battle between Nintendo and consumer interest groups over the publisher's refusal to refund customers who cancel their eShop pre-orders within 7 days of a title's launch. So remember the 7-day rule. Now that we've diagnosed some of the communal and cultural influences and equity with Nintendo, let's review some of the actions and recommendations we think the brand can leverage moving forward.
Hi there. Let's dig a little deeper on how Nintendo has leveraged these cultural and communal influences for their own brand strategy and global image. For a long-standing brand such as Nintendo, it didn't become a global icon on its own. As Sam mentioned before, Nintendo is committed to serving its customers while investing in the well-being of its employees. For Nintendo to maintain its success, it was crucial for them to start with their internal community, their employees. Detailed from former employees of Nintendo, they didn't receive the standard benefits that big corporations provide their employees. Instead, Nintendo gave their employees of all backgrounds and job roles free games in advance of release. This made the employees feel special and recognized as their company entrusted them with a first-hand experience with their product. This method has encouraged more positive feedback amongst new Nintendo game launches. And with this proven win, Nintendo continues this internal strategy to maintain a happy workforce, keeping that global perspective of a happy brand relevant in all facets of the company. Nintendo has also nurtured its gamer community over the last 40 years. Nintendo has been a relevant brand in many people's lives, from childhood to adulthood, mine included. In today's modern gaming world, the majority of Nintendo's gamer community is connected through online resources and platforms. Nintendo's newest console, the Nintendo Switch, has created a large Facebook community of over 7 million followers. This community cultivates notable conversation around game releases, character polls, and overall engaging topics that encourage members to participate. The Nintendo Life Forum, found on Nintendo's flagship website, is a forum-based community where consumers get the opportunity to share opinions, ideas, and love for the brand on a brand-owned site. These topics range anywhere from consoles and gaming to general discussion. These online communities make consumers feel like they can contribute meaningfully to the Nintendo brand and connect with people who also have similar interests. Remember those games that Sam mentioned earlier, like Animal Crossing and Super Mario? You guessed it, these are online communities specifically dedicated to those game franchises under Nintendo. These micro-brand communities have cultivated niche conversation, helping Nintendo as the parent brand learn from their community and leverage their feedback for their overarching brand strategy as they develop new games. Nintendo has built immense cultural equity over the years. As we previously discussed, Nintendo is a joyful and happy brand aimed to please people of all ages. This global perspective stems from Japan's cultural influence. Contrary to the West and other regions, Japan has never put aside childish things. Nintendo embraces that Japanese ideal and has successfully adopted it across the globe. One of Nintendo's biggest successes is its partnership with Universal. By developing an interactive theme park experience, Nintendo is continuously using that joyful, playful, and childish image to appeal to groups around the world of all ages and backgrounds. As we dive deeper into the analysis and recommendations section, we'll take an objective look at Nintendo's impact and how we recommend they use their strengths for future marketing initiatives.
Now that Emma explained the actions taken by Nintendo used to leverage communal cultural influences and build cultural equity, let's take a deeper look into these actions and analyze the effectiveness in building such things. Despite Nintendo's foreign origins, Nintendo's success in North America is due to their long-standing and generational history in the gaming world. Since the 1983 release of their first gaming system, the NES, Nintendo has been continually building their equity and positive communal influences with the introduction of new mascots, games, and devices that have been extremely popularized by the community and offer new capabilities such as multiplayer mode that left them uncontested for decades. To this day, Nintendo's fantasy and family-oriented gaming systems hold 10 of the top 20 highest lifetime video game console sales in North America, with the Nintendo DS having more sales than any console in history. Utilizing this long-standing history of success and global communal familiarity with their offerings and mascots, Nintendo has capitalized on putting smiles on everyone they touch. Since the very beginning of this company, Nintendo has strived to foster a community built around their offerings, from their employee benefits, including first access to popular games, to the introduction of modernized devices that offer both new and updated games of the past. Nintendo has reached into the heart and soul of gamers in every generation. With the introduction of television shows, partnerships with American businesses like Disney, and their upcoming partnership with Universal to provide distinct attractions for Nintendo fans that provide communal interactions with their most popularized mascots, Nintendo continues to create an ever-growing fan base on platforms such as Facebook, Twitch, and Discord, while simultaneously building cultural equity in the United States. As Sam mentioned earlier, a company like Nintendo does not have success without a few shortcomings. While Nintendo's adored mascots and products have kept sales rolling for decades, new competitors and doppelganger companies such as Sony and Microsoft have entered the marketplace with their own fantasy games and consoles that share similar characteristics of Nintendo offerings. Despite these doppelgangers, Nintendo's generational history and trademarked games have allowed them to market towards a family-oriented, creative, and childish gaming style meant for customers of all demographics, allowing them to segment themselves from the competition. All in all, Nintendo's marketing actions and utilization of historical mascots have left a positive, communal, and cultural influence on all age groups, while their new products, games, and attractions continue to build on their cultural equity in the United States.
Nintendo has brought art and majesty to its games in both the physical and digital formats for over a century. Through technological advances, Nintendo has allowed its community to remain loyal and grow within the realm the brand has created. To stray from the path is to create a new quest that the user may not accept or subscribe to. By reinforcing the characters that have intertwined within our pop and gaming cultures, Nintendo's execs not only as a cultural influence, but also amasses equity within the brand and the extended communities. Nintendo should continue to reinforce its culture influence with its beloved characters such as Mario, Bowser, Zelda, Donkey Kong, to name a few, as both products and services evolve to meet demands of current and future customers.